I'm about to be on. Been on this mission since I first left home. Packed up my bags like I'm grown. Told myself to show myself to do no wrongs. Like I'm about to be on. Been on this mission since I first left home. Packed up my bags like I'm grown.
Okay, what's up YouTube? My name is Galen and this is Galen's Gadgets. I want to thank you so much for joining my channel today. And as you can see, I have the Motorola G Stylus 2021 in front of me because I'll be going over some of my favorite features of Motorola software called Moto UI. So I've always loved Motorola software a lot. I had my first Motorola phone a few years ago. It was called the Moto G6 Play. And I went a few years without having a Motorola phone, and then I picked this up and I just really remembered like how much of the features that I actually use on a daily basis when using Motorola devices. So Motorola doesn't have the best cameras in the world, they don't have the fastest phones in the world, but even at like the cheaper prices, their software is still really good. And I'm just going to show you some of my favorite parts about their software, so let's get to it. So first off, this may actually be my absolute favorite part of Motorola software, and that is the peak display. So a peak display basically is kind of like a always on type display, except it's not always on. So when you like set your device down for a while, I'm just gonna let the screen go out. So when the screen goes out, you can actually tap it and it will pull up this little ambient display, or you can actually lift your device and it will come up. So what it shows, it just shows you your date, your time, and then your battery percentage. But what makes it really special, in my opinion, is the way that you can interact with notifications at the bottom of the screen. So when you have notifications, they will show in these little icons, and it will show every single notification, and you can actually interact with them from your lock screen without unlocking your phone. So I'm just going to show you how to do that. So you can see I have a Facebook notification. All you have to do is just hold it and it shows you exactly what that notification is. I have a Discord one and it shows you what it is, and I believe this is just a Motorola one. So another thing that really makes it special is that when you hold it, you can actually interact with these notifications. So you can see I can actually reply to this if I wanted to, and then just press send, and this works with any messaging application. So I really like what Motorola did there. I think that is a very helpful feature in case like you don't want to unlock your phone. You could just reply quickly from that lock screen. So I'm just going to unlock it by using the fingerprint sensor now. Okay, so now I am on the home screen. So I'm just going to show you a few of the home screen settings. I really like the Motorola software in general just because it's really clean. It's not a lot of extra features that will bog your phone down, especially at like these cheaper phones. They don't have the strongest processors, so everything is still really fluid. So swiping to the left, you get your Google feed. I really like that because I get a lot of very helpful information off of Google Feed in terms of like things I want to get for my channel or other things that I'm interested in. And then swiping up will give you your app drawer, just like on stock Android. So it's a very clean software. It's very minimal, nothing too extra. And you saw when I swipe to the right, you just get more apps, and then you get your notification bar and your quick toggles from the top when you swipe down. So yeah, it's very helpful. I do actually have the Google bar on there as well. So hi Google.
Hello, here are some things you can try.
Okay, so yeah, Google works perfectly fine. You could also actually access Google by swiping from the corner. Hi Google.
Howdy.
Okay. So yeah, everything works really well in terms of like the software performance. So I'm just going to go over like a few different settings and things. So holding on to that home screen, when you just hold the home screen, like just the background, just holding, it'll give you like a few settings. So you can add widgets to the home screen if you want to. And then here are just some of the home settings. So you can use suggestions, like it will just like suggest apps that you use frequently and put them on the home screen. Notification dots, which will like just put a dot at the top corner of the icon that you have a notification for. it will add all of your new apps to the home screen by default. I keep that on. And then if you want to like turn on rotation, so you can like turn your phone to the side and the home screen will go with it. And then the swipe access is just your Google Feed that I showed you guys earlier. That is this. So yeah, that's pretty much all of like the major settings that you can access from that home page. So now I'm just gonna go over really the steak and potatoes. Is that the phrase for it? I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's the phrase for it. But yeah, here's just all of your main features. So it's called the Moto App. I'm just going to show you again. This is what the app looks like. The Moto App, just click on that. And here are just all of the important settings. So make it yours. So you can actually personalize your screen. And I believe this section is actually on the home page as well. So you can go to styles, and from here you can actually like customize how you want your icons to look and how you look your quick toggles to look when you swipe down. So I'm just gonna create a new one so to show you guys how it looks. So you can actually change the system font as well. I'm just gonna do the third one, and I'm gonna change the color, make it a yellow type color, and you can change the shape of the icons as well. I'm gonna do a square and then just hit next, and you could also change like how many icons show in the app drawer. I'm gonna do 5, and now I'm done. And I'm gonna click apply. It takes a minute to load, and it will and you'll see all of my icons are now squares. So yeah, that's a very helpful feature there. And then the layout is just that again. Okay, you can also change your wallpapers from this personalization screen. Okay, so I'm gonna do that one later. Let's see. Okay, so let's go to the display settings. So the peak display is actually like what I showed you guys. That's how the lock screen works, where you're able to interact with your notifications from the lock screen. A tinted display, just make sure your screen is like stays on as long as you're looking at it. And then screenshot toolkit is like when you take a screenshot, it will have like a few different options, like you can write on your screenshot or things like that. So yeah, those are all of like the major Motorola like display settings. Again, it's like not really too much to it. I just really like the few extra features that they have, because the few extra features that they have are really useful. So now Motorola actually does have a gaming mode as well. So when you're gaming, there are just some settings that make the gaming experience more smooth for you. So let's look at that. So yeah, it just has a gaming section. Audio effects, you can adjust different sound settings. I have it up to bass punch. And media controls, you can actually use media controls. You can use the volume button to change tracks when your screen is off. So yeah, that's nice. You would just press and hold the volume key instead of just pressing it. Holding it will skip for you. So I think that's useful. I'm actually going to turn that on because I would actually use that. Overlooked that one before. Okay, so those are like all of your gaming and media settings. Okay, so let's go to my favorite section, the gestures. This is what really separates Motorola in terms of like software experience for me. I use a lot of these gestures. So the first one you can see, it says quick capture. So when you twist your wrist, it will go right to your camera. This is just very useful if you're just trying to capture a quick moment. That's why it's called quick capture, of course. So I'm just gonna twist it. Hold on. Okay, and it works 100% of the time when you're like not in the app. So you see it it automatically went to my camera. I'm just gonna swipe out of that. Do it again. Okay, yeah, I actually just triggered the flashlight. I'm gonna show you that one in a minute. Okay, and now the next one is power touch. I actually don't use this one that much, but I did set it up. So Power touch is when tapping like the power button to the side twice. It gives you like a few quick settings you could change. I mean, a few quick like apps. You can make it apps or you can make it shortcuts. Right now I have it set up to go to Twitter, Internet Explorer, Messenger, Google Keep, the Google Fit app to track a workout. So just gonna show you how it works. Going straight to Twitter, and yeah, it works 100% of the time. Okay, so fast flashlight. This has been very useful to me. I like to, like when I like go to the bathroom at night or something, I just take my phone with me, and then just to turn the flashlight on, all you gotta do is shake. This is just very useful. It's just one of those things that is like hard. You just really miss it when you're not using like that phone anymore. Like I find myself shaking my Pixel sometimes because that's the phone I use the most right now, my Google Pixel. I find myself shaking it and the flashlight doesn't come on, and I just have to like actually swipe down and then press it. But this is just so much more convenient. Okay, so yeah, and you also do get a 3-finger screenshot. So when swiping down with 3 fingers, it'll automatically screenshot for you, and those were the screenshot options I was telling you about. Okay, so next is the lift to unlock. That's basically just using your face unlock. You can like set up your face to unlock your phone, as well as like having a fingerprint sensor. You can set up your face to unlock the phone as well. That's what the lift to unlock is. You can flip it for do not disturb. You could just like flip the phone over to turn your phone onto not disturb mode, like flipping it on its face. I do not have that on. And also when your phone is ringing and it's like on a table or something, you could actually pick it up and bring it towards your face to silence the ringer. That's really nice. And then you have a option to swipe to split, so you can see apps in split screen by swiping back and forth. Let me see if I can do it. I don't know how to. Okay, there it is. So yeah, you'll be able to like use a half of the screen to like split your screen. I don't use that too often. So yeah, those are basically like all of the gestures. Let me see. Okay. See what other. I think that's about it. That's really it on the Motorola app. Okay, so finally I'm just gonna go over like the normal system settings. So this is what your settings will look like. It looks just like how it looks on my Google Pixel. So it's basically stock Android, very minimal settings app with a few extra things that Motorola provides. See, you have your network, so you can set up Wi-Fi, all of that, set up your Bluetooth. You could turn off notifications for certain apps. Here are your battery settings. Display does have a few cool settings, such as you could have adaptive brightness on. Styles, okay, well, that's what we did earlier. Advanced, where is it? Okay, so you can actually change like the color profile. So if you want to look natural, you can do that. If you want the colors to look boosted, you can do that. And if you want the colors to look saturated, you can do that. I like to have my colors saturated. And you can also, let's see, you could change the font size as well, for those that are hard at seeing, and you can change the display size in general. Okay, so yeah, those are very important settings that I think are pretty useful as well. You can change your volume in settings here. Okay, I have the Motorola G stylus, so here are just a few of like the important settings for that. So removing it, when the device is unlocked, will automatically open Moto Note, and when the device is unlocked, it will just show your shortcuts. Okay, and here's like your removal reminder. It will let you know if the stylus is removed. So let me just show you how that works. So just take it out, and here are my shortcuts. So yeah, that's very useful for the Motorola stylus. Now I'm just gonna go to system settings really quickly. And here are your gestures. This is pretty important. Your system navigation. So you can either set it up so that you can use like the gestures that I've been doing. You've been seeing me swiping around. This is how both phones you navigate now. You can swipe up. By swiping up, you get your recent apps. Well, swiping and holding, you get your recent apps. If you just swipe, you go home. Swiping up, you get your recent apps again. And then swiping from the left or right makes you go back. So you saw that there. And then swiping there also makes you go back. But you can change this to like the old school 3 buttons as well. And this is how that looks. So that's your home button. These are your recents. That's your home button, and then that is your back button. So yeah, that's really it. That's what are all of like the settings and features on the software on the Motorola G Stylus and other Motorola phones at that. So yeah, if you have any questions or looking for any certain settings, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, I just want you to be strong.